Damn. What the fuck? Why haven't I been uploading for the last couple of months, or more like a year? Well, it's complicated, but first of all, let me ask you a question. Do we, as humans, really have the ability to change? However, this is only the first part of the full question. Keep it in mind for later. Anyway, the beginning of the end was last July. I'm from Austria, and every healthy young man must either serve 6 months in the army, or alternatively, 9 months doing some sort of social service, helping out in hospitals, retirement homes, homeless shelters, doing deliveries for people. You get the idea. Because I heard from colleagues that the things you do in the army are a complete waste of time, and because my stamina is garbage, thanks to pectus excavatum, I went to a retirement home.
All in all, there would have been definitely worse places to go, and this wasn't the worst outcome. On the other hand, however, holy fuck, nothing on God's green earth would make me repeat those 9 months.
Why was this so horrible? The first reason is the very foundation of how this is handled by the government. You know, I worked in IT before, had a really great job with a great salary. I still live at home, which made it possible to save up a really decent amount of money, some of which I further invested. But now, I was forced by law to leave my job, which gave me purpose and fulfillment for something I didn't really care about. Getting ripped out of my normal life isn't fun, and my friends who had to do the same thing agree. And don't get me started with the pay. The minimum wage in Austria is about 1,400 euros. Taxes are already paid by the employer, so you pocket the full 1,400. Guess how much I got paid? Around 850 minus 100 for paying lunch. And this is after they raised it. Twice. A friend of mine got paid between 400 and 500 euros for working full-time. If you pay rent or have kids, you can request additional financial help, but only if you request it way in advance. Be too late and you're fucked. It's absolutely insane. Money aside, you probably have heard that for men, it's really important to have a strong purpose and align everything else in your life around it. Well, now I had the pleasure to experience the complete opposite. I've never felt more unfulfilled, unmotivated, tired, and generally like shit in my life. Being that far away from my purpose was horrible. For a while, I still made videos, read books, and followed my old routine, but then it went down and down and down. At least I still went to the gym and meditated. The craziest thing was the mental exhaustion I've felt each day. I have never ever fallen asleep on my chair where my PC is, no matter how tired I was. Now it happened several times. After going home from work, there was a decent chance that I just randomly fell asleep while sitting. It made me question something. Maybe we are all so tired because the things we wake up for aren't worth being awake. Furthermore, I couldn't even fix it because I had no choice. I had to finish these 9 months. It forces you so much into this acceptance mindset. This is your life now, and you can't change it. I tried fighting it, but it was too much. I think this video describes my situation metaphorically pretty well. This was the amount of headwind I had to face to do the hard work. The next sick joke is this here. This is a snippet sent to me by a friend from an official government website titled The Prohibition of Slavery and Forced Labor. Pause the video to read it, but basically, it states that adults determine their own actions and shouldn't be controlled by others, and that these services are literally slavery, but because we are the government, and because of some stupid EU law, we are allowed to do it, LOL. Seriously, what is this sentence? They don't even deny it, but just come up with an excuse. The irony in this whole paragraph is truly something. Combining everything from ripping me away from my normal life and getting paid next to nothing for it while being mentally exhausted all of the time thanks to it without any possibility to change it, can you really blame me? This whole system is BS. I wasted months of my life and went back to bad habits looking for instant gratification to make it somewhat bearable, but at least it gave me something to think about. The first was the question of whether my environment determines my focus or if my focus determines my environment. I pondered again, and in deep thought, I somehow came to the following question. Do we, as humans, really have the ability to change? Or are we just the product of our environment? Think about these two questions and share your thoughts in the comments. The concept behind our environment fascinates me. You have heard of, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends, but I think this is only the beginning of a much bigger topic. I don't know if there is a name for it, but for now, I've called it the theory of environment. I must make a separate video for this to explain it fully, but observing how much an environment affects one or more humans is truly enlightening. My environment forced me back into bad habits, which made it even harder to do the hard work. I truly felt like a prisoner trapped in my circumstances. I've talked about how I got pushed into this acceptance mindset, and it truly hit me when I did some reflecting. Environment is so much more than just physical. Your mental and spiritual environment, habits, friends, childhood, and many different aspects of life have all changed and are still changing your environment and your beliefs. This hit me when listening to music on YouTube, and one commenter said, "This song feels like somber acceptance, like you've known so much heartbreak, loss, loneliness, and pain, and now you're standing by your bedroom window, coffee in hand, watching all the people you'll never know, and who'll never know you going about their lives, with all their own pains and heartbreaks. And it's here you take a deep breath, gaze out as far as you can see, and gently breathe out, and you settle within yourself. Okay, this is how things are. I can't change things that were. This is life, and this is mine, and I'm okay." Reading this felt kinda surreal, but thinking about it and imagining actually doing it weirdly was nourishment for the soul. On the other hand, I realized that I was worsening my mental environment. The things I was feeding my brain weren't really that good, and I didn't want to accept this situation. This was the moment where I'd had enough, started feeding my brain with some, and bounced back, but ultimately it was short-lived. At this point, I just wanted this nightmare to end, and at the end of March, it did. Some things magically changed, as if a switch had been flipped. The mental exhaustion was completely gone, and I started to feel way better. Sadly, the bad habits stayed. Some habits really do die hard. Maybe it's because I'm such a routine-oriented person, and I rarely want to change anything once the routine is set, whether it's good or bad. But now I'm back at my old work, feeling like my life energy has been restored. My fire is slowly getting rekindled. I have a road trip in Finland planned for July, where I want to truly immerse myself into nature and heal my soul. We are so back, this time hopefully for good. See you in the next video. Take care.